Resident Evil. We are now in the residence, and we've just unlocked the room. Oh yeah, I figured I'd have to deposit my ink ribbons. And we just unlocked the door that leads into room 001, which is right across the hall. So let's immediately step on through and then step on through that door. And see what's on the other side. Well, that's very sad, and definitely not a zombie that will be immediately reviving to attack us. This bed shows signs of having been used. Oh, more handgun bullets. We are at 105 now. Wonder if we're ever going to use those. This is the self-defense gun next to a suicide note. June 22nd, 1998. I had to do it. We ran from those things, helping each other to survive, but Robert started to show the symptoms. I had to do it. Those damn things are pure evil. There was no other way. He would have done the same if it were the other way around. After I put him out of his misery, I had to just leave him in the bathroom. Now I'm probably the last one. How could this happen? I'll never forgive myself for being part of this project. Eventually I'll get what's coming to me, though. There's no way to escape from this nut house. It's just a matter of time now. Everything is set. All I need is a little courage to get it done. Knowing that I'll leave many things undone is regret beyond words. But this is better than just waiting to turn into one of them. Please understand and at least let me end my life as a person. There's a message on the back. Linda, please forgive me. An old bookcase. The books are mostly concerned with literature and philosophy. And Jill has no comment about this very fly shirt hanging on the wardrobe. Is there anything else to pick up in here? Oh, let's take a look at the self-defense gun we got. A self-defense gun that fires .22 Magnum rounds. Just 22 Magnum rounds. One round has been fired already. So the really interesting thing about the self-defense gun is that you only get one shot with it, and there's no ammo to refill it with, as far as I know. So you only get one shot, but it does an insane amount of damage. So hopefully we'll have an opportunity where I think to use it. A well-polished mirror, and there was a very loud sound effect that let us know that the zombie hanging from the rope in the other room fell. It's full of dirty water. Pull out the plug. Just like before, where we got the dagger when there was a zombie inside. There's something inside the bathtub. It is the control room key. And just as I opened up my menu, I saw that zombie waking up. Let's examine this, though. There's nothing unusual. It's a key for entering the control room. Well, I'm not sure what I expected. And the other zombie will also be awake, most likely, because he fell. But so I'm just gonna try to leave if we can. Yeah, I think the trick there is that they expect you to check out the room more, and then the zombie will be there to attack you. But we completely cleared that out, and now we have the control room key, which I think we needed to get to that the underground lab area that I entered briefly and then immediately left. So we'll cross our fingers and hope that the boxes we pushed into the water are still there. Because this door is to the gallery, which is still locked. Yeah, climb on down the ladder. So yeah, I'm sure if I had continued, we would have eventually reached a point where we needed the control room key. looks like the boxes are still down, so thank goodness for that. Is this label on the map? The Aqua Ring. That looks very, very cool. So let's head on inside. Yep. Giant spiders, giant snakes, and now, well, I was going to call them giant sharks, but those seem pretty average sharks, to be honest. Sharks are pretty terrifyingly large as it is. And that's the first time I've ever been able to, there's the control room key, so yeah, that would have really sucked if we didn't have that. No further use for this key, discarded. This is the first time I've ever been able to make it to this door without getting bitten by a shark, so go Jill in this playthrough. Okay, I keep bringing this up, so I'm gonna try to put a stop to it, but in my opinion, this is probably the worst looking room in the game as far as the upscaling goes in the pre-rendered backgrounds. And once again, it might have something to do with the lighting. The warning lamp indicates that there is an emergency. So yeah, obviously I would never say that this game doesn't look good, but people have commented that it looks great, and I agree it looks great, but they also say it looks like completely new sometimes, which I personally don't agree with. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'll stop bringing it up. Down the ladder we go, and now this is the control room proper. And over here there's a map of the Aqua Ring, which we will take. Whoops. Aqua Ring B1, and then, yeah, we are now in B2. And I'm curious if that red portion right there is where we just came in from, which is connected to this red portion down here. So I wonder if we clear out the red down here, if it'll also clear out the red up there, or if I missed an item up there. Not sure. Caution, in case of a drop in oil pressure control, open valve number 3. It's good to keep in mind. There's a big shark. The controls for the main system. Everything seems to be in proper working order. An error message is being displayed. Something appears to have gone wrong while the water was being drained. There's a switch to drain the water. Press it. Let's go for it.
Emergency. Unknown source of pressure detected. Locking all doors to achieve maximum safety.
So the camera, we are now timed to drain the water. The camera shows us everything we need to know to solve it. The pressure shelter is locked. We will release the safety. Go over to here. The control lever for the pressure shelter, which we can now pull because we released the safety. Oil pressure lost. Shelter operation terminated. Restore oil pressure, then release the safety. Error, shelter operation terminated. Restore the oil pressure, then release the safety as the big shark continues to attack us. These switches control the oil pressure valve, so we need to press switch number 3. This is actually another randomized thing every playthrough. My previous playthrough was valve number 1, just in case you were curious. Oh, I need to do the safety again. And then pull the lever again. And then this will close. And then we're good to drain the water. This is a really effective puzzle in my opinion, because when you're doing it for the first time, you're frantically trying to figure out which of the 3 consoles you have to interact with, when you have to interact with the pump, all while a droning alarm is going on, and a voice is telling you that you have to do this really quickly or else the pressure is going to completely destroy the entire control room. And you have a giant shark ramming its head into the glass, so it's a really, really effective moment in my opinion. The safety has been released. Drain the water. Yes. The water has been completely drained. And now we are completely fine and able to relax after that hectic segment. And we get a first aid box for our trouble, which has another herb in it. 2 green herbs instead of a spray. Too bad. So this is green now, and yeah, the upper portion is green too, so I was right. So now we're good to continue now that the water is drained. This segment, and actually when I started this playthrough and I talked about the other Resident Evil games I've played, I didn't mention the fact that I did play Resident Evil Revelations on the 3DS when it came out, like, I want to say 10 years ago at this point. And, or at least close to 10 years ago, maybe 9 or 8. But in that game you also play as Jill, and this area reminds me a lot of the aesthetic in that game, because that game has a lot of water portions, if I remember correctly. I only played it once. The materials are labeled dynamite. They're soaked beyond use. There's shotgun shells for us to use. Diving suits and nets. There doesn't seem to be anything of use. So this is where, this portion here is unfortunately where not saving Richard kind of comes to bite us. We would be able to have the assault shotgun, which is just a higher damage, straight up upgrade to the shotgun we have originally. And yeah, the sharks still flop around, so it's a little unfortunate. It would be really nice to have that shotgun, but I screwed up and let Richard die. But it will be okay. There are large teeth marks in the chair. Poor buddy, I feel bad for him. And then here's the really big shark that was trying to ram us. But thankfully he's dead. And there's a very shiny thing to pick up right here, and a few things to examine. We'll just pick up the shiny first. Didn't see that one coming. Well, I didn't really want to do that yet, but I did want to point out that now if we were to climb down into the water right now, we would immediately die. Well, we wouldn't immediately die, but if we climbed down into the water and then moved a little bit in front of the shark, we would die. So we have to push this console down into the water and then pull the generator unit for the water flow control system. And this kills the shark. It's a giant enemy shark. And we need to pull the lever for massive damage. And now we have the gallery key. The word gallery is imprinted on it, so now we have another key to get further into the residence itself. And that's everything here, unfortunately, because we can't get the assault shotgun. I believe Richard sacrifices himself to save you from a shark in the when you first enter the Aqua Ring, but I might be wrong about that. I'm not sure when it happens. So now we can go through these doors, which we ignored before. And what is this? These are Magnum rounds. Finally, we get some for the Magnum we picked up in the graveyard. Powerful bullets for the 357 Magnum revolver. And that's everything. Go ahead and climb up the ladder here. Yeah, maybe Resident Evil Revelations took place on I think it might have had a portion where you were on a big boat, it wasn't an aircraft carrier, I don't think, but yeah, you were on the high seas, if I remember correctly. And we did, oh, there's another room to go through in the Aqua Ring, which oh, do we have to go around? Let me see, I want to go to that room. I think we're still able to go over there. Just have to go a very roundabout path, unfortunately, because we drained the water. But shouldn't take us too long. Yeah, because I think we just need to go, yeah, through the control room, climb up the ladder, and then we're right there. What's interesting about that Resident Evil Revelations, or Revelatons, or Revelations, depending on or no, Revelatons, that's what it is. There was the initial copies of that game had a misprint where the title was wrong, but it's a very obscure reference. It's funny how my memories of that having water, a focus on water and like a ship, just unlocked so many memories just randomly, because I've played this game. This is now my 4th playthrough, and I didn't think about Resident Evil Revelations at all until now. That looks like it says guard room. And now I'm just remembering so many things I'd never even begin to remember otherwise. That's just funny. Okay, well, the locker is completely soaked. There's nothing special inside. That's a big monster. I think that is going to kill us if we go further, so we'll just not go in here, actually. Well, good to know, though, that's there. Oh, there isn't even anything in there. Poor sharks. And yeah, we could go down here, but we can't cross because of the boxes. That was pretty scary. I'm glad I didn't move forward without thinking. Those tentacles were pretty big, though. Probably would have been pretty difficult to ignore. Unless I was really blindly running. Yeah, this way. I was trying to remember which path was back to the residence. You definitely can't have, well, I mean, you can have a Resident Evil without a lab area, but a Resident Evil with a lab area just feels very right. And up we go. And when I get to the top, I'm going to remind myself how our inventory is looking. Oh yeah, it's full up, that's right. Did we go into the bathroom here? Yeah, we did. Oh, that's right, this is the first building we went into. The first bedroom. So we can go into the gallery now, but we're going to go back and restock first. And hopefully remember not to cross that threshold. That happened to me so many times my first playthrough. Even though I did figure out the box thing, I would still just be trying to get back to the save room as quickly as possible and then just get choked. Thankfully it isn't a guaranteed death or anything, because that would be brutally punishing, but it's still rough. That's a good spot for Magnum rounds, and here's shotgun shells. Where are those? We have a ton of those, 36. Are we hurt? Actually, no, we're fine. So I'm also going to deposit the self-defense gun. And I think we definitely need the book now, but do we need anything else? I think we're good otherwise. You know what? It's a good time to save. Although we do only have 4 ink ribbons, so this might be my only, I might have to start being a little more strict with my saves from now on. Alright, now to the gallery with a much more sparse inventory. Wanted to check to see if I remember to deposit the ink ribbons. It's always second guessing small stuff like that. I guess it's just when you do things without really thinking about it. Like lowering the garage door when you leave. You use the gallery key. There's no further use for this key. Discard. And in we go. Well, this is a neat room. Nothing really to examine. Old award certificates line the shelf. Most of them are from the city or the army. And then we get accosted by a swarm of bees as we pick up our 120th bullets. So, in order to avoid these bees, we have to pick up, or go up to this corpse with a contorted expression of pain in his face. And he's holding on to the insecticide spray. And then we'll run on back. And we absolutely don't want to deal with those bees at all, so we'll head up to this hole in the wall. And then use it. And the noise is very loud and very grating. So I won't be unmuting the game for it, but there's also a lot of splattering of the bees falling to the ground, and now we can go through this game unaccosted. Did I say this game? I meant to say room. Lab equipment you've never seen before. Could these have been used for some kind of experiment? The lock mechanism for the door. Use it. Oh, that's very strobe light effect. I forgot about that. So this is where the eyes come into play. I think we have to match the color of the eye to the number of the billiard ball, I think is what it is. But let's check out the rest of the rooms first. We can't examine this poor guy again. But we can see that his face is all messed up and swollen from being killed by bees. In here is another residence key, where we killed all the bees and sprayed the insecticide. And this is the room 003 key, although it's had nothing unusual. Numbers 003 is imprinted. Feel like it should probably say R imprinted, but we are not going to go through that door just yet. You used the key for room 003, well, and of course there's no further use for it, so let's head inside. And it's another room. Let's check the bathroom first. There could be a zombie in there, but who knows? It doesn't look like it. The roots of some kind of giant plant are sticking out of the wall. The tap for the wash basin doesn't seem to be working. It's full of dirty water. This is now examining the tub. Pull out the plug, yes. What do we get, if anything? Oh, we don't get anything. Uh-oh, did I just do something I shouldn't have? I hope not. I think there's a bunch of bugs swarming around this room. A giant plant is crushing the wall. A swarm of angry moths surrounds it. Your view is blocked by the dense thicket of trees. Alright, the shelf is lined with red books. There's one white book sandwiched in between them. Take it, yes we will. In that book is the organic chemistry lab experiment. The similarities in the cellular characteristics of the rapidly growing plant infected by the tyrant virus have been reported in previous papers. However, while repeating these experiments, an interesting new fact became clear. We learned that a chemical in the UMB family, UMB number 20, contains a compound that is toxic to the cells of the plant. We have given UMB number 20 a new name, Vjolt. If calculations prove correct, when Vjolt is applied directly to the root of the plant, the entire plant should be dead within 5 seconds. The Vjolt can be made by simply mixing the VP and UMB chemicals in a specific ratio. However, extra care must be taken when handling these UMB chemicals. They have been known to generate toxic gases if mishandled. The characteristics of each UMB chemical are as follows. UMB number 3, red. Yellow 6, yellow. UMB number 7, green. UMB number 10, orange. VP 17, blue. Vjolt, dark brown. So we can push this. Oh, we can't actually. Oh, that's right. I just took out the book, which means we can now put the red book back in. And the bindings of the book seems to form some kind of pattern. We will now reorder the books. I think this will go on the very end. And let's see, this will go here. And this will go here. And there it is. And that unlocks a door to a different path. But before we do that, we have to go try to figure out that keypad system, if we can. Alright, so let me open up my phone again here. And find out. Sorry if that's loud. Alright, so the red eye has 2 lines above it, and the red ball is a 3. Oh, is that how I do this? Yeah, okay. The green eye has 3 lines above it, 1 line below it, and the green ball is 6. And the orange eye with 0 lines above it and 2 on the left and right. That's orange, and the orange ball is 5. Good stuff. I'm glad I remembered that. Alright, and now we're in a room that is absolutely terrifying to me, to be honest. And not for any horror reason, but you'll see in a second. There's something written on the wall. 1 plus 3 equals 4, 4 plus 6 equals 10, 1 plus 6 equals 7, 10 plus 7 equals 17, and 17 plus 3 equals 20. So this is, as we know, the Vjolt, because we read that white book. So now we are tasked with mixing it ourselves. So we'll take the empty bottles, which unfortunately don't have fairies in them like Zelda. Because I could just ask the fairy to do it for me. Okay. UMB number 3, take some. And this is UMB yellow 6. Is that it, actually? Oh, there's a 3rd bottle. Or a 4th bottle, rather. Okay, so 1 plus 3 equals 4. So here's, oh, that's right. So this is UMB number 3. And I believe just water is UMB1. Fill the empty bottle with water. Okay, so I'm gonna hopefully combine these and not instantly die. Okay, that's NP004 now. And we need to do 4 plus 6, which I believe is yellow 6, right? Okay, combine that to get UMB number 10. Now we need 1 plus 6 to get 7, so yellow and water. Oh yeah, this is easier than I remember it being. Okay, so yellow 6 and water. Whoops. Combine that to get 7. And then I think we combine those to get 17, right? 1 plus 6 equals 7. 10 plus 7 is 17. VP 17. And now one more UMB number 3 and we are done, and we've made the Vjolt. Vjolt, perfect. And we're good. So we now have the method to completely destroy Plant 42. And I do not need to have my phone on wasting battery anymore, so put that down. Alright, so I hope this is what we have to do. I hope I don't have to go to a different location. I'm pretty sure this is the right place, though. Through this door, and hopefully we can administer the Vjolt. This is not correct. The door refuses to open. I've ruined it. Well, here's Plant 42. I don't think... Yeah. We had to find the roots. But, I of course did this on purpose, so that way you could see what the boss looks like. I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I have to use the Vjolt in the Aqua Ring, because that's the basement. I think that's where the roots were, the thing where I thought it was going to kill me. Anyway, so I will do everything all over again, make the Vjolt again, and then I will see you in the next video where we take care of Plant 42 the proper